Water is an integral part of the Florida lifestyle, providing breathtaking views of nature for those who visit or live in communities throughout the Sunshine State. The Bahia del Mar community in St. Petersburg, Florida is one such place. This residential neighborhood was built around a once pristine 14-acre lake that provided beautiful views for its residents and served as a vital resource for the abundant fish and wildlife in the area. Sadly, by 2011, the lake had deteriorated to the point that it needed immediate action. Thousands of fish, birds, and other wildlife were sick or dead. Foul odors permeated the entire area, and excessive algae began to form, turning the water a murky green color. What the residents didn't know at the time was that the lake was becoming stratified and losing oxygen throughout the water column. This ultimately led to the emission of high levels of hydrogen sulfide gas.
Horrible, horrendous. You couldn't think of an odor or smell like that. It was rotten. Exactly like a horror movie.
Over the years, we've tried many things that haven't been successful with the lake, including different forms of aeration, introducing fish that would clean up the lake, other treatments. None of them worked. And the more we did, the more we realized we had a very serious problem.
They needed experts that would help them find long-term, science-driven solutions rather than quick fixes and Band-Aids. That search led them to Aquatic Systems, a lake restoration and management company with more than 35 years' experience.
When Russ contacted me, he had a very unique situation and a very significant responsibility as president of the Bahia del Mar Master Association. And he expressed to us that they had significant problems with fish kills, with odors, and he also expressed that they tried previous strategies with different organizations that really didn't work.
Once a better understanding of the site's history was in hand, the specialists at Aquatic Systems, in partnership with Vertex Water Features, an industry leader in bottom aeration, began gathering data about the lake.
If this was a healthy lake, you'd be able to see all the way through this water sample. It would be clear. But because this lake is unhealthy, there are a whole lot of algae growing in the water column, and that's because there's a lot of nutrients in here. This is the muck at the bottom of the lake. And if you look at it, it's really black and nasty and mucky. And there's a whole lot of bacteria and things in here that produce that really nasty smell, that rotten egg smell. It's hydrogen sulfide. If there was a lot of oxygen in the lake going all the way down to the bottom, you wouldn't get that.
Once the information had been collected and analyzed, ASI and Vertex developed strategic and highly tailored solutions to begin the restoration process. For Bahia del Mar, the first phase of the ecological restoration required that Vertex redesign and augment the existing aeration systems already in place. By properly increasing oxygen to all levels of the water column, the organic muck created by years of stagnant and stratified water would finally begin to dissipate. Phosphorus and nitrogen would be reduced and oxygen levels restored. Still, bottom aeration was just the first step. The next phase of the restoration for Bahia del Mar called for a carefully tailored water treatment plan to further reduce the excessive phosphorus and suspended solids from the water column. To accomplish this, an innovative treatment process was initiated utilizing alum, a product developed to safely reduce phosphorus levels and clarify the water. With decades of successful lake restoration usage, alum was strategically applied by ASI using a fleet of boats and scientific support equipment. The residents of Bahia del Mar finally began to see and smell improvements.
All of the residents here on the island were concerned about was the smell. It was absolutely atrocious, and that was the biggest problem that we wanted to solve. And they gave us a timetable. Once they started treating the lake, once they put the aerator in, they gave us a date where the smell would no longer be around the lake, and they were right on. They hit it the exact week that it would clear up, and it's been fine ever since.
So the reason Aquatic Systems is able to do this is that we use a bottom-up approach to lake management. We figure out what the underlying problem is, we come up with a management strategy to tackle those problems, and then we implement that plan. We follow up over a period of time, and that allows us to figure out whether or not it's working, and this is the end result.
Finally, a problem that once seemed impossible to solve was no more. Aquatic systems, everything a lake should be.